welcome again, folks, to another episode of Words of Wisdom is Food for Thought. Again, this is me doing reactionary videos, the things that I think that's pertinent to our culture and to our existence, you know. And again, if you've seen a few of my videos, you pretty much know what we're about. I'm not going to prolong the introductory. Again, I'm doing a reaction on this news clip and talking about data centers. And data centers are just basically a whole bunch of servers and computers that set up to store data. You know, all these things used to be on basically what they call a server, just a computer, the CPU, that is dedicatedly used just to store data. Nothing else. No users, no user interface, no GUI, none of those things of that nature. Again, it just saves data. And if you've noticed, with Android, a lot of your data that you used to save on your phone, pictures, things of that nature, it automatically uploads your shit to the cloud, which I think is really jacked up. You don't want all your information to the cloud. Say just a personal picture you took of yourself. If you signed in, because Google's love this SSO, this single sign-on type of deal. When you sign on one thing, it just signs you on the platforms across the board. You know, there's no more signing. Just sign in one time and that's it. You're logged in forever throughout the dimensions, basically. But when it comes to data storage, there's too much users. People have to realize everything has to be saved somewhere. They used to have these little memory cards and all things like that. I think they're trying to get away from that because they want your data, basically. Everything and anything you do, they want it uploaded. And all this is to feed AI. AI needs a prototype. AI needs an archetype to mimic. And we're giving it our data away for free. Our emotions, our joy, happiness, sad, anger, our thoughts, our minds, what we do, what we don't do, how we cook, how we eat, how we clean, how we feed, how we interact with each other. All these things are being observed and absorbed. And they're dumping all of this into AI. Now, AI is not necessarily a bad thing because what's going to happen, everything that somebody tries to create for bad, it winds up biting them in the butt 10 times as hard. So it's inevitable. It's just, again, everything has to be laid out. All the cards have to be laid out. Everything has to be accessible in this dimension in order to move forward. So no one can say, if we had this or if we needed that or someone invented this or someone invented that. Everything under the sun, even the kitchen sink, has to be put out there. And the thing is about choice. You know, I once saw a movie, every time you give humans a choice, they always choose the wrong choice. Well, you know, that's inevitable. That's people. And I'm going to break that down at people. There's males and females. There's this type of mindset. So I'm not going to go too deep into the different gender type of mindset, if it, you know, for lack of a better term, gender. But the male-female essence, two different beings, two different mindsets, two different brain functionalities, period. People can say what they want. We're so relatable. A man is a woman is a man. No, you know, they try to find so much similarities. All they doing is just keep pointing out the differences and keep showing it. So without further ado, just gonna digress. This is about data centers, and they're going all over the place, you know. And like I said, we got so much electronics and stuff today. All this data has to be stored somewhere. Everybody's on live. Everybody's taking pictures. In the normal way of storing data, it just isn't working anymore. Because you have people, you just look at your emails. They have emails that you haven't checked for 5, 6, 7 years. A lot of that data is still there. You know, because you save emails to kind of go back on and ask for receipts per se. But it's just too much now. So it just changed that the companies aren't really holding them on local servers. They're trying to send them somewhere else. So the somewhere else in a capitalistic world is, okay, I see there's a demand, so I'm going to create a supply for the demand. So I'm going to get a whole bunch of computers and use them as servers and put them in this big building and save them somewhere and everybody can store their data here. So that's another avenue of another type of capitalism, a company or some form of business that's gonna take off and use this as, more money-making schemes. Okay, so without further ado, we're back to the data centers, and I want you guys to know what these data centers are and what they do. I used to work for EA, and when we did this first game, I think it was Dragon Age, if I'm not mistaken, but that game was so freaking heavy, right? That game ran that PCU core, them graphics cards running so hot and so fast, a frame per second, they damn near melt the computer on the inside because of heat. So what we're talking about here, we're talking about heat, we're talking about storage, we're talking about frame per second, we're talking about data transfer and how fast is the broadband speed, things of that nature. And if you ever know, I don't know how many geeks out here that builds PC or into, technology. Those things have to be cooled off. There is a fan. You'll always hear when you cut your computer off, this fan is cooling shit down because, again, it takes a lot of electricity and movement. Movement is friction. Friction is movement and heat. It's all part of science. It's kinetic, right? So you do your own research on, well, how does data and make heat? Okay, you do the shit yourself. But without further ado, roll it.
New at 5, massive new data centers proposed for Metro Atlanta expect to use millions of gallons of water per day.
In fact, some of those data centers that power the internet and now AI are planning to use more water.
You already said power AI. Now, that's a lot of issues that was going on with that collider. They couldn't get enough energy, enough power. And they've been trying to find a power source that the ultimate power source, because a lot of things that they're creating and using, it takes up so much energy that they can't continue, they can't keep it up. It's just a concept, basically. So roll it.
Than entire Georgia towns. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray live now at Piedmont Park. And Justin, you've been looking into what that means for the communities around these data centers.
Well, George, you can see the water still in the pool at one of the larger outdoor pools in the metro area, Piedmont Park Pool. Let's go to News Drone 2. I checked with management here at the park. They tell me 165,000 gallons is what it takes to fill this pool. Well, these...
Now, when you talk about data centers, we're talking about heat. We're talking about their solution is trying to cool and keep this data center cool. So what they're doing, they're using the city's water to keep their centers cool. Now, you got cooling liquid, you got all kind of stuff, types of oils, type of thermal, type of dynamics that keep the system cool. Shit, use the damn sewage. They want to replace the water system with all this sewage shit, all these goddamn treatment plants, knowing it's just water being recycled and toilet water being recycled. Let them use the toilet water. Don't use regular water, go drop that bitch in the middle of the goddamn ocean in a Connex a steel box and keep your shit cool. Go put that bitch somewhere where the snow at, And maybe that's why some of that damn snow melt. Y'all got some shit up there, you melt all the goddamn snow. Shit. But this data center thing is using up everybody's water, man. Everybody was talking about, oh, we got a drought, all kind of stuff. Now, not a lot of these companies trying to move to the south now. Texas, Louisiana, all kind of shit. Keep all that big boy shit way up there. Y'all how about we slow in country? We like it like that. Because the more shit y'all do, is the more shit that happens. The most advanced civilization is the one with the less technology. And the one with the most technology is the idiot-ass civilization. It's just like that shit idiocracy. That damn movie, these goofy ass people sit up there trying to water their plants with fucking Gatorade. Hell, let these data plants use Gatorade. Y'all cool y'all shit up. What happened to your cooling liquid? What happened to going up north in the North Pole with Santa Claus? Ask Santa Claus to share space. Go Colorado, Utah. Go up there. Roll it.
I checked with management here at the park. They tell me 165,000 gallons is what it takes to fill this pool. Well, these hyperscale data centers we're talking about, they can use that much water in less than an hour.
If you look up the hill to the left.
Neighbors tried to show me on the ground, but you can see it better from News Chopper 2. The proposed Project Sale data center in Coweta County would be bigger than all the terminals at Hartsfield-Jackson combined.
Now, what are they doing with all these data centers? AI? They need to make way for AI to gather all the people's data. Every data. Roll it.
It's going to put pressure on the county water supply. There's no doubt about it.
Water might not be the first thing you think of when you look at big, hyperscale data centers like this Google facility in Douglas County. But most data centers rely on lots of water to cool the systems.
Nothing uses water or energy the way that data centers do.
Nothing used. Now they gonna have. We gonna have a water shortage. And what y'all trying to do, man? So y'all gonna give us the toxic wastewater after it pass through all your computer system? Computer toilet water? That's what we getting through now? So we gonna be using electronic wastewater because that water gonna have to go somewhere else. You know, y'all don't clean nothing. They just shit on stuff and we get right back to you. This data center shit, y'all people need to pay attention. And they always want to come move where people at. Let me tell you something. United States is too goddamn big for all y'all to always want to be side by side on a mug. They got too much land. Go somewhere else. It's like y'all trying to poison a motherfucker. Y'all want real people to break them jobs anyway. Y'all keep wanting to replace everybody with AI. Take your AI and your robotic union and go plant that damn shit somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You got a lot of data centers, drop that shit in the middle of the ocean. Underwater shit. Go do that. Y'all too broke? Roll it.
Manganello from the Chattahoochee Riverkeeper has been trying to get hard numbers to answer a pretty basic question.
How will
These motherfucking people so retarded. I never did understand how y'all trying to poison and kill the world. But you still want people to... How you gonna do that? Now, if you take all the water, all the hog maw, all the pig feet, now what? Where you gonna get data from everybody dead? This is the most stupidest world. I got another video I'm about to make a reaction on. It's about 3-Eye Atlas. That dumb shit, how everybody run like Chicken Little. The sky falling. Ooh, Lord, the sky falling. See that shit? I got another for that. But I'm going to let this one roll here. I just have to, voice my opinion on these old data centers and using up all the water and all kind of shit and people complaining. And you also got noise pollution, too. There was another video that I saw that they got this humming sound constantly. And it's knocking people off their rockers. It is. But that's them folks. Like I always say, ever since 1492, y'all been fucking shit up. I would love to go back in time. How about Back to the Future? Shit. I'd love to go back in time. And at 1492, because that seems to be pivotal. I ain't wrong. They probably have other little skirmishes and other bullshit. But that 1492 shit? Shh. Man, if was a fifth. Roll it.
the operations of data centers, affect a community's water supply?
Take that Douglas County Google site. We filed open records requests for the agreement between Google and the county. All
Oh, Google, huh? Why don't never want to put this shit overseas? You want to take all our jobs and put everything overseas. Why y'all can't put your shit overseas? Huh? Roll it. Yo, I say roll it, yo. Roll it!
references to water use specifics to water requirements throughout the document are blacked out, redacted, secret. Same for a Microsoft data center. The numbers for water use hidden. Our open records request even turned up an NDA, non-disclosure agreement with Microsoft, and this agreement even has a company name redacted.
In an absence of information, we're left with more questions than answers.
What we do have in
Everybody
Georgia
get with
that
these
most
data
states
centers.
don't are proposed water usage numbers provided as part of development plans. And the largest data centers are proposing using 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, even 6 million gallons of water a day.
This water tower in Noonan holds about 1 million gallons of water. Project Sale estimates it will use 6 of these. 6 million.
So, them folks done paying people and add another problem. Now you want to build data centers and it takes up water to keep your shit cool. but you don't want to drop them in the middle of the ocean. You don't want to dig the shit in the ground or put it in the snow or go up. No, you want to move outside of everyday, regular, schmegular, smojo. Y'all just don't stop, huh? You know what? AI Atlas need to come down here and wipe y'all the fuck up. Straight up. And esoterically they claim, oh, everybody get a chance to prove that there's something. Y'all done prove that y'all something not. And y'all done prove that ain't everything need to exist. Sometimes you just gotta get rid of shit. Straight up. And this is why we at where we at right now with all that goddamn bullshit. Run it.
Million gallons every single day.
So you look at the Hyundai plant down near Savannah, they use about 2 million gallons of water a day.
Dan DiOrio is with the industry group that represents data centers.
They are responsible and efficient water users.
He says those proposed water numbers don't tell the full story, that much of the water brought in each day is returned to the water system. Let's go back again to that Douglas County Center. Google says it...
They say the water is returned back to the water system. So what kind of electronic pollution is flowing off of that water? They already on clean drinking water. They tell you got to boil this shit. Hey, what we got to boil advisory? You got to boil the water. Because we might have had too much shit, chlorine, lime. It's always some bullshit. It's always some bullshit. So this water that they using to cool off their data plans and their computers, basically, to cool your shit off, that water, that runoff, is going back to where? In the river? See, they don't even know what kind of residue this shit leaving behind. They don't even know the aftermath. Oh, we're going to figure it out about 10 years from now. No, we're talking about forever chemical. And you playing right in the backyard? Roll it.
Built special systems to be able to use 100% recycled water there.
Yeah.
Let them use toilet water. Don't give it to us to drink. You use it to do your shit. Literally. Roll it.
The average data center is going to use less water than the average golf course.
You didn't lie,
Projects
motherfucker.
like Project Sail aren't the average data
I don't
center.
think
and
people do
Metro
lie
Atlanta's
all
water is relying
day.
on a
You tell y'all
Chattahoochee
this people
River
fucked
prone to
up.
drought.
If there is a shortage of water, who gets priority?
Why not be more transparent as an industry with how that water usage is occurring?
The data center industry, just like any other industry, has to consider confidentiality in terms of protecting proprietary and competitive information.
Data
Not
centers have provided local
proprietary and
governments
competitive.
details
You
on
worry about the damn competitor? And fuck the people though. Goofy ass. Roll it.
water needs, that blacked out info, so water authorities can plan and build more infrastructure.
We are fully committed to paying our full cost of service, both for electricity and water.
Well, data center operators pledged
It's not about paying the cost to be the boss. It's about they ain't got enough for y'all goofy ass to use with the regular people. That's the point. Roll it.
costs will not be passed on to you. Neighbors remain unconvinced water bills won't go up.
There will come a reckoning, and we don't want to see that happen.
And the data center industry points to this study the state of Virginia did. Virginia and Georgia are really the top two states for these data centers. It found that the average data center uses less water than the average large office building, about 7 million gallons. But these hyperscale data centers we are talking about that are coming to Georgia, they can use that much, George and Karen, in less than a day.
Well, Justin, I think the question people have at home, does this mean that my water bill is going to go up?
And that is the big question. The data center industry is adamant that it will not, that they will cover all the costs of additional infrastructure.
All right. We done heard these fools lie enough. All they gonna do is lie anyway. They're gonna still pay the cost, and it's always a lie. They say the same 66, the same old bullshit every time. Well, that's it for my show today. It just concludes Words with Food Thought Reactionary to data centers being placed in hometowns and using up all the goddamn water. So, when people start complaining they're going to be sick from wherever that runoff water going to, or that their bills high, don't say I didn't warn you about playing these punk games. All right, peace out, y'all. Till the next episode.